Sikuyanade Bol Ularam, or hello everyone and welcome. A Wolf's Den Games is proud to present Sunday's Skyrim Stroll with your host, Geroya'lor Kyr. Yep, well, apparently that was quite a way of announcing our way back to the airwaves. Thank you, Carl. I have no idea why the drama horns there, but give me just a moment and I will be right with you. We've been trying to kind of rush to get everything back. Um, just trying to get everything back up and running. Making sure. Uh, I'm sure there's still something I've forgotten, and for that I apologize. I do want to say hello and welcome to everyone who has joined us so far. Uh, I do hope you've had a decent day. You may notice there's a giant red chicken hanging on my wall, but that came from filming today. Wow. The design and artwork that they've done for this game is just incredible. And I got to figure out how I'm going to be drawing my maps because I mean looking at that kind of mountain and needing to put something like that on a flat map is daunting. Not gonna lie. Something's marked on this map, so I'm going for it. I don't know what it is. Oh, there it is. And I can't think of what it is. A song just got stuck in my head and I can't seem to get rid of it. And we seem to be dropping frames. That's not good. So apparently we're not going to be on very long. I'm guessing it's probably because everybody out there is probably on the PS3. In which case there's going to be all kinds of lag on the bandwidth and we'll have to call it early and I don't want to do that. Who am I supposed to talk to? Ulfric. Sure, why not? I have no idea what he means, but I figure it's their culture, not mine. I'll let them deal with it. Have I not earned the house yet? Tell me I've earned the house. I'll add that to the list. Now I gotta run over to Whiterun and deal with that. Yeah, it looks like we're dropping 35% frames. I'll try and keep an eye on that. I hope it's not getting too messed up for folks. That really is not my intention. I'd rather have a nice, smooth stream, but, well, that's not really up to me, is it? Hopefully someday we'll be able to upgrade some things and make things a bit better. If things are getting really bad as far as dropped frames, please let me know, whether you're on Facebook or Twitch or YouTube. I'm more than happy to end our stream and host somebody else for a short time. Howdy, welcome. Good to see you, Miss Adika. But if the drop frames are getting to be a little too much, then yeah, we may have to make some additional adjustments. However, as long as Bob Ross is streaming, we will be hosting his show. And currently they're running 24/7. We'll do our best, but if things keep getting and the numbers seem to keep getting worse, we may have to break for a bit. I really don't want to do that. Oh. Forgot about that. My bad, folks. Sorry.
He'll do no such thing. A dagger in the back is all you can expect.
Yeah, I know.
Torrig? He simply walked up to the boy and murdered him.
That boy was High King of Skyrim.
I'm not the High King, but neither am I a boy. If Ulfric wants to challenge my rule in the old way, let him. Though I suspect he'll prefer to send his storm cloaks to do it for him.
True. He's already proven his personal strength. Now he seeks to prove his armies.
Then might I urge you to consider General Tullius's request? I mean... You are bent on offending Jarl Ulfric.
Ulfric is the one who has offended. But Proventus has a point. Ulfric has made it clear. In his mind, to refuse his claim is to side with the Empire.
And what harm is there in letting a few legionnaires die in place of your own men?
It seems cowardly.
Was it cowardly then to accept the white gold concordat?
This again? That was different. Was I given a chance to object to the terms of the treaty? No. The Jarls weren't asked. We were told. And we had to like it.
The chests of gold didn't hurt.
Damn it! This isn't about gold!
It's time to decide.
Lord, wait. Let us see if Ulfric is serious.
I've made up my mind. Even if my advisors are still squabbling, I'm sending you to Windhelm. You can return this axe to our friend. The esteemed Jarl of Windhelm has my answer. Make sure he gets it.
Finally.
Proventus, bring me my pen. And the good parchment.
Are we writing a letter, Lord?
Yes, to General Tullius. I need to make a few things clear before I accept these legionnaires of his.
My heart goes out to... And Shati...
The Stormcloaks are finding... Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here is your reward. Travel safely. It's dangerous out there.
I do the cooking and cleaning around the palace.
Think they're better than us.
Regardless, the Imperials have already dug into Whiterun. We're wrested from them soon enough. Then I was wrong about him. I'm in no mood to joke.
Give the word, my lord, and Whiterun is yours.
Whiterun is only a means to an end.
I've toured our camps. We're ready, Ulfric. Whenever you are.
Is any man
I had no idea that my mic was still off.
that will mean the deaths
I wish somebody had told me.
No, but neither is every man able to give that order.
I apologize. I have no idea how long I've been talking with it muted.
You've been that man before.
What's
and you'll
going
be him
on?
Again. And these men and women, they call themselves Stormcloaks because they believe in you. They are the meanest, toughest sons of bitches Skyrim has to offer.
Really?
They want this. They want this as much as you do. Perhaps they want it more.
You're certain we're ready. Whiterun's army will no doubt be bolstered with legionnaires.
Wait.
And those walls around Whiterun are old, but they still stand.
We are ready. And I might
We are ready.
but I'll kick those damn walls down with my bare feet. If you would only ask me to do it.
And I'm sure you could do it too.
Well.
All right. This is it.
Yes!
Send the word. A new day is dawning, and the sun rises over Whiterun.
Okay, can I talk to you now or what?
The sons of Skyrim will greet that dawn, teeth and swords.
I didn't see any daggers.
So it begins.
I mean, there's arrows, and I gotta get the
Make
arrows,
haste
but
to our camp in Whiterun. I want you on the front lines. I have
me?
a feeling about you. Your place is on that battlefield. I need you there. Fight well or die well. Talos be with you.
Well, I won't be dying, I can tell you that much. Arrows, I need the arrows. Just the arrows. We'll do that in a bit. I'll get ahead of the Jarl. Slip around upstairs, take a look around. He still beat me up here? He has an axe, that's it? I'm guessing he'd be the kind of guy I wouldn't be able to, you know, kill. Blessings of Vax, I swear. I mean, the guard just walked right past me and didn't even see me, at least according to my stealthing there. Whoops. Are you nuts? I can't, nope. I must not have been up here already. 'Cause that gold would have been gone. Who detected me? I didn't see anyone. Carl, did you see anyone? Yeah, I didn't think so. With us dropping frames like this and having only one viewer over here on Twitch, should we just call this and try and follow it up later? Or I'm not really sure what to do at the moment. Is this one I'd already checked? I think it is. Dagnabbit. Wait. Okay, apparently I've already checked both of these. Again, slip right past the guard. Ulfric's own chambers. I don't know if I have this one. The other ones sound familiar. Yeah. You can steal from the chest, but the chest is empty, so it really wouldn't matter, would it? Pretty sure I have that book too. Taking that regardless. There's no Stone of Baron Zaya here? Really? I'm a little surprised. There we go. Of course, I haven't looked anywhere else but up here so far, so... Anybody out there over on Facebook or some such?
We are ready to launch our attack on Solitude, but the Emperor's cousin is getting married. We can't risk attacking now, so we'll bide our time.
Now I'll take a peek down here. 'Cause cabbages. No cabbages? Why does nobody have cabbages? It makes no sense. I saw a cabbage. How did they not hear me making all that noise just to get a cabbage? Nope. 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 Really? Four cabbages. Oh. More cabbages. Howdy, Bob. Yes, we will be having when we have the chance, of course. Ale, 82% to steel. A dagger, 76% to steel. I don't want to risk it, not until we can buy the house. After we buy the house, we'll see. But yeah, folks seem to, at least from what I was told, we have ASMR on our list, on our tags, because people seem to think that my voice is soothing, and I'm okay with that. But in following with that theme, we have started hosting Bob Ross when available. Not to take away anything from his audience, but more to give people a little something to do while they're if they happen to come in looking for us. So if we're not hosting somebody else, we're on a stream ourselves. Then, yeah. If Bob's on, then we'll be streaming him. 'Cause he has a very soothing voice. And I have gotten lost in watching some of his paintings and that kind of thing. Honestly, I could use somebody who could just sit there and work the side controls, but unfortunately we don't have that luxury currently. We are doing our best to try and stay on the schedule that we've come up with. However, sometimes things come up and we're not always, that's not always an option. I didn't open this door, so apparently he did. I don't see any apples. That's Nordmead. Grab that while he's still out of the room. carrots. That wasn't very much in the way of money. Apples. I don't think I have that book. Dagnabbit. More cabbages.
Don't suppose you'd enchant my sword. Dull old blade can barely cut butter.
That could have been worse. I mean, you accidentally rearranged like just 2 letters and all of a sudden you've got some really weird lines, wouldn't you? I'm a little loopy, folks. I did not sleep well at all last night. And then we had to be up early. There's the stone I was looking for. But yeah, we were up way later than or I was up way later than intended. Then we had to be up early in order to get out to the location for the film shoot today. Not that I would have changed a moment of that. There was this really, really cool cat that was there. If our co-host Chris was in here, then he could tell you about it. But from the way it looked, it did look like the cat would be making it into the film under some in some manner. Let's see. Let's just throw on some shock. Yeah, let's throw shock damage on it. This one, I'm actually gonna name it. Okay, we're gonna pick that one. We're gonna rename it. We're gonna rename it Whisper. As most of our viewers are Critical Role fans, you'll know what I'm talking about. Those who aren't, Whisper was a dagger carried by Vax'ildan. Fire and Ice. This'll work. I need names for them though. Anybody got any names for a pair of axes enchanted for one of fire and one of ice? Any suggestions? Anybody? Let's see. Ooh. Okay, so click, click, click. I have all 3. I need to rename. Before I do anything, I know what I'll do. This is for fire damage. I can do this one easy. Howdy. I'm not really sure. Well, I was just thinking Thordak. Because, you know, keeping with the Critical Role theme. But I can't remember the name of the white dragon. Do you happen to remember? Does anybody out there happen to remember the name of the white dragon from Campaign 1 of Critical Role? Because I don't have my Taldore guide in here, and I don't know if Miss Adika has her volume on. But welcome, Racuin? Hey, Chris, can you hear me out there? Geladon was the white one? Okay, Geladon. Thank you. I do appreciate the help on that, because then the next one will be even easier by us going like this and going frost damage. Another black soul gem. Rename to Geladon. Again, thank you very much for that. That way we can keep within the theme at least. Warhammer. Would a Warhammer be more Grog or Pike? Grab one of those while we're here. Ebony Warhammer. I mean, we already have a dagger named Vaxeldon, so yeah, we'll call this one Grog. I knew Pike used a mace, but I couldn't. But when it came to a Warhammer, I wasn't sure. Grog was the obvious thought to me, but I thought he used an axe. Could be wrong. Shock damage, maybe? Fear? That'd be kind of fitting. Up to level 10? The levels I'm at, though, that's probably not going to be a whole lot. Let's go with shock. Because, yeah, that does a little bit of extra damage with the magic a bit. If I run across a mace, an ebony mace in particular, then I will save it to enchant it for Pike. That's everything, so we'll do this. And, I mean, I'd use Grog's full title. Actually, let's just go with... Nah, we'll give the full name. There we go. There's Grog. I mean, we already collect the ale for him, so we might as well. True, if they hit hard, he likes, because, oh, what was that? I mean, I'm going to end up making a bunch of stuff for relatively no reason, just because I need to get my enchantment up. So I'm just going to, like... Do I have a mace? No, I don't. Right now, I'm just trying to get my enchantments up. So I'm just going to start pumping something into it. Sure, why not? Most of these are going to be things that I'm not really using, so they're not going to be named or anything, and they'll make use of my lesser soul gems because... Well, I seem to be alright for soul gems. So, I'll just craft it as is. It's the next one, a glass dagger. And then and then this way it's just more of a, okay, I'm getting my enchantment leveled up here and not really have to worry about exactly what's coming up. Although I should, we'll keep that at max because I believe that gets you more of the points for it. That, and I am going to rename it only because this way it'll show up, each one will show up differently in the in my inventory later on. So I'll call that one Hunt. Whoops. Gotta hit enter first. The next one will be Hunt 1, Hunt 2, and that way it's nice and easy to remember, as well as easier for me to remember how many I've actually done. But yeah, I mean, basically we're just kicking back and relaxing a bit, and I know this kind of thing has a tendency to get boring, especially for anybody who's not actually playing. Whoops. Did I just... What did I do wrong? Oh, there. There we go. Because this part, admittedly, does get boring if you're just sitting here and watching it. And I get that. So that's why I try and sit here and chat with folks more than anything else. Because it gives me a chance to sit here and not focus as much on the boring stuff as I actually have someone to talk to for it, that kind of thing. I believe I'm on number 3. Hope I'm on number 3. Whoops. I keep doing that and forgetting that I have to adjust it, you know what I mean? If I didn't have to hit it twice on the enchantment pit, I think I would have a lot less trouble. There we go. Wait a second. That doesn't look right. I forgot to erase the... I do apologize for any dropped frames. I'm not exactly sure what the issue is. The other option would be for us to call it a little early. Well, we could at least run for an hour. And then maybe we'll be able to figure out what's causing the dropped frames so we can fix it. So that gives us at least another 12 minutes on the air. If we end up having to do it that way because of the number of dropped frames increasing, we do have Bob Ross that we're hosting when we're off the air, as long as they're on the air.
I do the cooking and cleaning around the palace.
okay, somebody just walked into the room, and that surprised the crap out of me. Wow. There we go. Yay. I should do this more often, but I always tend to put it off because of how long and boring it has a tendency to be. But yeah, it was a weird movie today. And yesterday, I was on a stream with David Hewlett, which was a trip. And a longer one than I'd been able to join in on previously. So that was kind of cool. It's kind of weird how much better McKay is at Fortnite than I am, considering, well, it's McKay. Okay, I got one of the numbers mixed up somewhere, but I'm okay with that. The main point was just to be able to kind of differentiate between what actually had an enchantment and what had just been picked up. There we go. Oh no, that actually does work out correctly. It's been a long weekend. Oh, there's a mace, but it's an iron mace. I don't want to call that one pike. So we'll just give that the same enchantment so we can keep these numbers cranking up. No, don't quit. I need to hit that one. It'll be weird because they'll all be like named the same but completely different items. Why is it called that? Simplicity. Okay. Yeah, why not? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right? I remembered that time. Yay! Again, I apologize for how boring this little bit is, but we're here, we're doing our best, and hopefully our drop frames aren't too bad, especially when it's something like this. At least that way we have more discussion, perhaps? Hopefully. I mean, I'm more than happy to just kind of talk anyway. Also, I do apologize for us not being on the air as much as we normally would be, especially by our schedule. But I started an RPG writer's workshop. No worries. Again, I'm more than happy to just kind of chill and chat, whether people are talking or not. I'm used to talking to myself. But yeah, I started an RPG writer's workshop, and I started working on a one-shot for publication. So during yesterday's stream with David Hewlett, I had asked him, kind of jokingly, can I make an NPC kind of based on you loosely, sort of? And he was like, oh, absolutely, please, go for it. And I was like, okay. Next thing I know, I finished most of the rough writing for my for my draft, or I finished most of the rough draft. I think I'm on 4. Hope I'm on 4. If I'm not, oh well.
Don't need to pay me.
Um,
I'm the least important person in here.
I'm suddenly not believing that guy. I mean, mostly I just figure if I talk, then maybe a few folks who might not normally be comfortable with chatting with somebody on stream might just speak up and just say, hi, how you doing? And even that's cool. I just love hanging with people. You learn more about people that way, right? And so yeah, I started working on that one shot. I ended up getting 10 pages in 2 days. Really? Well, I'm glad it's coming out nicely, even though it's saying we're dropping all kinds of frames, which is weird. Of course, in the other... Oh, hey Andres. I was sitting here talking to Rakuin and didn't even notice the name change because the colors were similar. That was kind of funny. Yeah, we've been oh, whoops. Got to finish doing this, don't I? So yeah, I got now with the issues I've been having with my brain, particularly lately. Howdy, Miss Adika. I mean, we got a whole party in here tonight, huh? Due to issues with my brain, usually I can read maybe a page in a book before I start getting an excruciating migraine that leaves me blind temporarily. And I hate it. As far as writing, before now I'd been able to get maybe 300, 350 words in, and I couldn't continue with that storyline, thought process, what have you. So 10 pages in 2 days is like, what just happened? Now, I named all those that because that's the enchantment that's on them, and these are not for, like, keeping and using, but that way it just reminds me that they've got enchantments on them. So yeah, there's that. That gets that up there. Let's throw some... Really? That's it? Wow. Okay. I can work with that. I was just kind of surprised, you know. Flame.
I do the cooking and cleaning around the palace.
I've been having a very interesting weekend, and I mean there have been headaches for sure, but nowhere near as bad as they have been. For folks who have joined us over on our Discord, there are some new emotes that are available, sort of. They are also available technically here, but I think you need the better Twitch TV app in order to really see them. At least that's what it looked like so far. We've also found a way to get our announcer on camera for at least a little bit, for announcements and that kind of thing. And for the intros and outros. We're slowly getting there. One of these days I really need to go through and... Really? I can't use... Yeah, we'll go with that one. Also, would anybody be interested in like helping to build NPCs for upcoming one-shots or publications or possibly even streams? If so, let us know. I would be more than happy to do that kind of thing on a stream and take suggestions from folks and build out some characters. I can't promise it'll end up in a publication, but I'm personally doing all right. I'm just tired, very tired. Also, we may need to playtest some one-shots, so we may be looking for some players if you're possibly interested in joining a actual play stream. No guarantees on scheduling or timing just yet, just some thoughts we have in mind for upcoming events. I better be checking these first before I... Just some thoughts for upcoming stuff. And as far as a streamed one, rather than trying to get everybody's camera working correctly, what I figured we'd do is we would put avatars up for all the players, at least to start with, for the first few streams, and then that way it would make it a lot easier for us to do everything on screen and not have to worry about somebody's camera going out at the wrong time and messing up the whole layout. Just an idea. Also keep in mind we're famous for our insomnia squads, so sometimes there's a chance we might be up rather late. It all depends. Again, it's all a scheduling thing. Let's see if I remember correctly. I don't know if that's going to show up properly or not. Apparently in some places it will. There's our, on the screen, our tiny little Insomnia Squad logo. Yeah, we've been able to add little bits here and there in terms of upcoming emotes. I mean, once we get our numbers up high enough, then they'll be official to be used wherever. But until then, I'm more than happy to just kind of mess around with things and teach myself how to do all this stuff because, well, honestly, I can't afford to hire anybody else to do it for me. So, but yeah, I mean, if you're willing to sketch out some avatars, that'd be awesome. No pressure or anything, though, because trust me, I understand how. Well, I can't turn that down. I really can't. I have been watching PubDraw and kind of learning, getting better on my sketch work. I mean, well, you can ask Miss Adika. I do have a small portfolio, although I probably did better with Deadpool and Homer Simpson than a lot of other ones. I did try and draw a vampire once, and I don't know. To me, my vampire looks a little more like Jet Li than a vampire, but maybe that's again. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to be able to feature some of our own work on streams and play some tabletop style games so that some of our viewers out there can sit there and be like, well, that looks like a lot of fun. Can I jump in on something like that? Well, sure, we got a game coming up. Yeah, a light armor that will fortify your heavy armor skill. I know what I'm calling this one. I don't know if they'll let me do the quotation marks, but it will let me. Okay, the next thing I enchant has to be named Great Scott. There we go. Not only can it dig through an entire vein of ore, but it can take animals out too. Great Scott! Oh, come on, it was a little funny. Some people, you know. Thanks, Carl. Let's see. Oh, yeah. See, Carl? Somebody laughed. I'm a dad, so I'm allowed to use dad jokes. That's how that works, right? Okay, that's as far as I can go with enchantments right now, but I gotta drop most of this stuff off anyway. It doesn't really matter. Does he realize I cleaned him out?
Cleaning around the palace.
He seems way too cheerful. Is that just me? It's really some sneaky, some sneaky psycho, to put it, for lack of a better term. Maybe I'm right. I take it you didn't sleep much either, Carl? Seems to be having fun with the soundboard.
Spare a coin for a poor old woman.
It was a chicken. No more chickens, please.
The townsfolk call me captain because I
Oh,
used to
oh,
be a
oh,
sailor.
hang on. Let me see that. I thought I turned that off, bot. Or maybe that's the Twitch channel itself. I'll have to go through and check out the settings on that.
I lost my family years ago. Truth is,
Somebody got tagged for trying to say Assassin's Creed in here, and I was like, what? Well, yeah, we're still super new, and we haven't really had a whole lot of people come in and say much, so I try and sit there and make sure things get cleared when they should, but There are times when it gets ahead of me and I'm like, hey, wait a second. Wait, where am I supposed to go? I've completely forgotten. Am I supposed to go kill the guy at Whiterun now? Oh, there, then Whiterun, probably. Yup. I was just there. The Jarl was so nice, and now I gotta come back. Nice one, Carl. You got your timing right. Cool. Yeah, we'll probably end up grabbing a break here. We'll take care of this whole Whiterun business, and then we'll take a short break.
They say that our cause is false, and that we are nothing more than thieves, thugs, and murderers.
And during our break, I'm sure Carl will pop up and have something to say.
We are farmers, and we have come. What
Are you
we do
busy?
here today, Whiterun, they've barricades to block us.
I'm
Our
forcing him to
objective
skip
is
through
that
fast.
Everyone on me. Talos guide you.
Let's get indoors. Or in a cab.
And she's just, oh, it won't let me jump to it. Maybe that's what they mean by Rift Watch Tower. Or maybe I'm just not looking in the right places. Anyway. Oh, sorry guys. I have cabbages that I have to confiscate in the name of Brian W. Foster. In fact, for any who may not know, I'm pretty sure most of the people in our stream do, but for anybody who may not know, !Foster will bring up some information about the guy we steal the cabbages for. Why am I just creeping along here? Because rogue's got a rogue. I need to get in there. Really? I'm usually better than this. Watch, those aren't even those aren't even the guys I'm supposed to be fighting. I'm shooting at my own people. That'd be funny. Whoops. Failed my perception check, guys. Sorry. Oh. If I could just... It's unfortunate that that doesn't go through everywhere just yet, but yeah, that's not you. That's somebody over there. That's that guy.
You can't win this. No more. I yield. I yield.
Sorry.
Where'd you come from?
I've heard way too many of you folks say that, and then you stand up, and then you shoot at me. And that ain't gonna happen. Probably should have just gone with a sword, but I didn't want the... I want the arrows, I want the dagger. Dagger, dagger, dagger. What the...
Send Ulfric my regards. That's it. That's all you got.
Whoops. He made it in the gate. Was not expecting that. I'm kind of liking our new setup and our layout here. It's working a little bit better.
Help! Someone do something.
Okay, they're gonna go like direct route. I'm gonna sneak around because rogue's got a rogue, right? Ho ho. Smart move. But they didn't expect somebody like me. How do I... Here's how I get around it. There we go. That's how to do it. Oh, I even knew it was empty. Well, if I'm weighing too much as it is, then I'm gonna grab that real quick. Don't worry, I'll be dropping some stuff in order to fix how slow I'm moving. But first, I gotta grab the drum for scaling. Check for cabbages for Foster. Check for ale for Grog. Apple pie. Oh no, that wasn't ale. I believe I've got multiple copies of most of these books now for Caleb. There's another dagger for Vax. No gold. Oh, there is some gold over there for his sister. See, we've got collections for everybody. I mean, technically I should probably add bread to the list. But no cabbages so far. Okay. This is starting to annoy me. So here first. That can go. That can go. Gotta keep the wolf pelts. Everybody likes bread. But yeah, bread and bats. That can go. Can't drop wolf pelts. Eat the food. It's one of the only places in the world where you can lose weight by eating all the food. They can keep that one. And that one. What's up here I can actually drop? Wow. Oh. Forgot to name that. So that goes. Oh, same with that one. There we go. That's enough for now. Yes, folks, I am quite eccentric. Why am I eccentric? Because weird has a bad connotation to it. No cabbages? Whoops, I didn't mean to take that stuff. More stuff I'll have to eat later. part of me is hoping there are no cabbages. I'm not going into the sewers. No. Haha. There's nobody here. There's gold here, though. Yay, gold. The film Avatar? Or the series? 'Cause honestly, I'm unfamiliar with either. I just haven't gotten around to either of them, really. Okay. I've been meaning to, especially after looking up some of the voice cast for it. I haven't had a chance. And with all the work that I've been having to do lately, I mean, 10 pages in 2 days is not nothing, especially with my brain issues. Okay, now there should be a way into the... There's no way into the castle from here, is there? Could have sworn there was. Maybe I'll find my way. Maybe I'll find a way in. Bum bum bum. I know that the movie got a lot of flack from the fans for how much they messed up. I had seen some of the film. I really don't remember it. But particularly these days, my memory's really weird. Like, randomly, I'll remember certain things that have absolutely nothing to do with anything. But if I forget somebody's name or something, it gets stuck in my head and gives me an excruciating headache. Did I just get myself lost? I think I did. I've mostly been watching a bunch of older stuff, partly due to nostalgia stake, partly due to some gaming ideas that have come to mind, and kind of adjusting those to fit D&D has been interesting, to say the least. Oh, cool. Yeah, ought to... Oh, gotta take those for CAD. People with learning disabilities and other kinds of alternative thought processes. They can give you a very interesting perspective on life in general. It can be really, really cool people to hang out with, despite the stigma attached to most of those things. Oh, that's awesome. don't... I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get around there. I'm looking. There's gotta be a way to get in there. And of course, I can't just fast travel. That one's completely blocked. Oh, what am I thinking? That was not it. Absolutely. I mean, the way I've always seen it is human beings are human beings. I mean, regardless of the things that make us individuals, we're still human beings and deserve to be treated, well, like human beings. With basic respect and at least an attempt at understanding, if nothing else. Rather than, oh, you're different than me, so screw you. Well, that doesn't help anybody, does it? And I'm just sitting here waiting for the shout to recharge so I can... What was that?
Who's there?
Oh, that's even cooler. Yeah, you get him to attack them in there and watch them freak out because of the zombie. And he's just gonna... That didn't work? How did that not work? There's gotta be another way up there. This is Skyrim. I can find a way. Exactly. I mean, most of the things that we tend to attack other people for, especially people we don't know in any way, shape, or form, is to go after the things we do know, which is ourselves. So, yeah, attacking somebody else for any other reason than they attacked you first and it's entirely self-defense. And even then, no more than you absolutely have to. At least in my opinion. Then, and on top of that, if we're all more worried about our own defense, we don't have time to be attacking other people in the first place. Or we shouldn't. It's not like Skyrim. There's not multiple actual races. I mean, the race here on planet Earth is human. Regardless of whatever else you may be, you're still human. I mean, okay, if you've come from another planet, I'm more than happy to take that into account for the discussion, but until someone comes to me and says so, there has to be a way in there. So unless I can open this, or... I'm not seeing a way in there. No, that's a guard barracks. Yeah, diversity does make... lack of diversity does make it a lot more difficult. Plus, being in a country other than the United States, where the laws are different, does have bearing on how things are. Don't know if I have a Whiterun shield yet. True, but again, I mean, we all learned in science that skin color is just a genetic thing, right? That's just the amount of melanin the body is genetically predisposed to produce in the epidermis to respond to sunlight. While that has a tendency to be taken, that and nationality and other things tend to be taken in place of what it actually is. Okay, where you headed? Okay. Could I possibly get a coffee? Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Again, people have a tendency to fear what they don't understand, and we as human beings have a tendency to lash out at the things we don't understand. And it tends to be viewed as acting in our own defense, but it's not really the case in many ways. It's just we need an excuse. That's where trouble starts happening. Now, how am I supposed to... Oh, there we go. Why didn't I think of that? I don't know why why I didn't think of that. But they took care of all of them for me.
Oh, you got some coffee.
Yeah, I have this one. I was just...
I thought you said you needed something.
Yeah, I was just wondering if they happen to have a chance to pick up a coffee, then I'd appreciate it, because then when this is done...
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Hey, Bob.
It's Carl.
His name's Bob. Get in the school, Bob.
Yes, Carl is based on Bob from Dresden Files. Sort of. That'll be explained in a bit. Oh yeah, I was supposed to take a break like half an hour ago. It's what happens when I get lost on... I mean...
In the name of the Jarl, Balgruuf the Greater.
It's a little late for that, don't you think?
Stay back, Lord.
I'll be damned if I let this rabble take my city without raising my own sword.
Who's that?
Protect the Jarl!
Is someone there?
Nope. I've hardly gotten started. Oh yeah, and he's paralyzed. At least temporarily. Oh, he's paralyzed again.
Enough. That's enough. I surrender. I surrender.
He was dead a second ago.
Everyone stand.
What do you got?
Down. That's an order. Stand down.
For me, it's always been, we're all just human beings.
Your family was noticeably absent from the walls. Now I know why. Wouldn't a dagger in the back have sufficed?
Way too many people try to find way too many excuses to cause trouble instead of trying to make things better for folks. And honestly, I'm sick of seeing it. So I would much rather come on a stream, chill and hang out, and just talk to folks. Because when we're on a screen like this, other than me being on camera, the only thing that I see or know about anybody is a screen name. In which case, all of those excuses we keep using to divide each other, they aren't there. It's just people talking to people until people start making it an issue. Again, that's me, and people are more than welcome to be mad at me for that kind of view. But honestly, I'm just trying to figure out why folks go out of their way sometimes when there's no need for it. There really isn't. People are just people. And as long as people are cool with each other and respectful on our stream, then I see no reason to cause any trouble with anybody. I just like to think that folks would be a little more willing. Let's see, I'm 1 off. I'll just go through and whatever I have extras of, I'll have at least 1 of. I have no idea what they do. Like most of them, I have no idea what they do, so I'm just grabbing them. And okay, I can move again.
Needs a Jarl who will do the same.
Tell me, Vignar, was all
But
this
yeah,
worth
that's
it?
just
How
the way
many
I tend
of
to
those
approach
corpses
things.
lining our streets wear the faces of men who once called you friend?
People are people
What
and
about
should
their
be
families?
treated like people.
Enough, both of you. There is a burning city out there.
You know, the whole golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated.
Galmar, come. Let us restore.
Well, don't mind me. Feel free to just, I mean, if you gotta go, feel free to take off. Good luck. I do hope it goes well. If you'd like us on in the background for just background noise, that's cool too. However you want to do things. When we do go off the air, we should have some Bob Ross to keep things all nice and chill over here on our channel too. Just to mention it. Yeah, I've got 4 screens right now, and I still can't keep track of everything I have to just to be able to stream. But and this is like all. I've got 1 laptop, and everything else. Yeah, I should. We did finally get that completed, though. So, and I need to drop off a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to run back to the Lakeview house real quick. And then take a break. But yeah, I've got one laptop that was donated to us for work, and that's technically the only thing that's mine. Everything else that I've been using is all borrowed or lent to us. Like when we had the PlayStation 4, the only reason we had the PlayStation 4 was because somebody had let us borrow it. Hopefully we'll be able to eventually pick one up ourselves. That way we don't have to worry about that kind of thing. But I think the first thing we're probably going to look into is a video capture card, because with that we can at least start playing PlayStation 3 games, which we do have on our streams with this layout and all that kind of thing. I'll be able to do an Assassin's Creed run, starting from Game 1, running all the way up through Black Flag, and everything in between. I think we have almost everything in between. All kinds of Call of Duty Black Ops games. Call of Duty Ghosts, if we can get the disc figured out, because we're having some issues with that. But that one is one of my favorites. That mannequin has moved again, hasn't it? Where'd he go? He's just straight up disappeared. We don't have Uncharted, but if we end up getting a hold of it, I'd be more than happy to run that. We have Fallout New Vegas, both on the computer here and on the PS3. But I still got to get used to those controls. We have Fortnite and Overwatch. Though, the only reason I got Fortnite was, yeah, there's one game I would really love to do a stream of, but we would have to do a disclaimer. And now the mannequin's suddenly back. We would have to do a full disclaimer and everything for it, because the subject matter is extremely dark and can be very rough on some people. But the game is American McGee's. Okay, we're holding on to those because they're specially named. American McGee's Alice. Which is an alternate take on Alice in Wonderland, which gets extremely dark. The game itself is an absolute trip and fun to play, but the storyline is rough. So yeah, we would definitely have to have a disclaimer for those streams. A few other things that would need to be dealt with, but yeah, I'm willing to play just about anything as long as we can get a hold of it. We were gifted Fallout New Vegas, which again I'm still trying to get the hang of. We still have to get back to those streams. I was gifted Borderlands the pre-sequel. We could run some of that sometime. What else? And we recently were gifted Overwatch, which has allowed us to join. Well, hopefully we haven't had a chance to yet, but hopefully we'll have a chance to play some Overwatch with David Hewlett, aka Dr. McKay. yeah, I would love to play The Last of Us. Unfortunately, even though currently that is or was free on PlayStation Plus, one, the PS4 was returned to its owner, so we didn't have that. And honestly, I can't afford to keep up with PlayStation Plus. Uh, Actually, I can't afford to keep up with any kind of subscription. So luckily, I have a roommate who is nice enough to allow me access to like Hulu and things like that, um, and allowed me to use his Amazon Prime to be able to subscribe to Critical Role every month. Um, Other than that, uh, yeah, this is basically what I do in order to try and get myself back on my feet. When I'm not playing video games, when I am playing video games, I am here on stream because then I'm talking to people and a chance to get information out about the tabletop games that we're working on and what is getting close to being released, what might be for sale, that kind of thing. Um, Progress on how far we've gotten on some of the games that we've been talking about for a while. Um, those kinds of things. So because of that, playing the video games is more about marketing our tabletop stuff and just getting a chance to relax, get away from work for a little bit, and chat with some folks about almost anything and everything. I mean, yeah, certain subjects have a tendency to bring up very passionate responses, and while we completely understand and respect the passion in those responses, we want to be respectful to everybody who's here, and not everybody shares the same opinion on various things. So we'd rather there not be arguments, but if people want to sit and chat, then I'm cool with that. I have some unusual perspectives on life myself, and I'm good with that. And well, the way it works is freedom of speech is people are free to say what they want. It also means that people are free to not listen. Um, at least that's the way here it is here in the United States, even if folks have forgotten the latter part of that. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have my character grab a seat here. It's still saying we're dropping some serious frames here. For that, I apologize. It's almost midnight here. Though for us, that really is not late. So it's not a time issue. It's more of a tech issue in terms of
It's so bright
we've
out
been
here.
dropping
I
like
can't stand it.
40 to 50% of our frames through the majority of this stream. Almost 8 a.m. Yeah, that sounded like me last night. Again, that's one of the reasons why I was able to get 10. She took my seat. Well, we're not ending the stream. We're just... Oh wait, the whole reason was because there were no other chairs up here, were there? No, there weren't. Dag nabbit. Give me my chair. For those who may be unfamiliar with Skyrim, or at least the voice cast of Skyrim, Serana, my current companion, is our very own Laura Bailey.
Laura
Y'all follow me over here too? Uh, for me, I kind of had to. I used to be a writer. Car accident messed up some stuff up here, which made writing and reading in particular extremely difficult for me. Because of that, I started to spiral into a very dark depression. And a friend of mine said, hey, you should check out this Twitch channel called Critical Role. I saw one episode, and now we're designing tabletop games for a living. And I was able to write 10 pages in 2 days, which is better than I've been able to do in years. Literal years. Wow, that's a trip. So, yeah, I know they probably will never, ever, ever see this or hear it, but if they ever do, thank you, Matthew Mercer, Marisha Ray, Travis Willingham, Laura Bailey. Really? Interrupt me, huh? Make me lose. Taliesin Jaffe, Ashley Johnson, Brian W. Foster, Danny, everybody over there. You guys are absolutely incredible. Seriously. We would not be where we are now if it wasn't for you. My main issue is usually I can do stream of consciousness stuff just fine, but it's the straight narrative, and then when I do need to take a break because of major headaches, I end up having to step back from it, and when I come back to it, I can't read what I wrote, or at least I can't read all of what I wrote in order to be able to pick up the train of thought I had been on and continue with it. But with tabletop game writing, particularly Dungeons and Dragons, everything is written very piecemeal. You get little bits and pieces here and there, and you don't really need the full narrative and who's saying what to whom and all that kind of thing. It's just, hey, here's the stuff the DM needs. They can take it or leave it. Just make sure that there's enough information in there so that if they take it as is, they can just run with it. If they want to personalize it or adjust it, then boom. The only plus side is the fact that after having spent 20 plus years writing for a series of novels, I have my world, but I don't know the game mechanics. So now I'm having to learn the game mechanics as I convert my world to D&D. Which is a really weird process, but also because the novels were designed to follow a specific character from point A to point B, beginning to end, there are a bunch of areas that were never explored in the books, or in the novels that I was writing. So now I'm having to go through and fill in locations that never existed before, which has a whole different kind of issue that goes along with it. But the RPG writing workshop that I started on November 1st got me started working on writing a one-shot professionally. I mean, we have a couple of simple, like, Honey Heist style games out that are essentially free. I mean, donations are always welcome, but I completely understand that some folks just can't afford it. And you know what? Let's make this easier. There we go. Howdy, folks. I understand that folks can't always afford that kind of thing. And because of that, if people just want to grab the games and give them a shot, they are our early works, so please forgive us for mistakes that we've made in the process. We are getting better, and that's one of the reasons why it's taking us so long to get more stuff out. But yeah, I already had the world and a bunch of lore that doesn't technically fit with D&D, at least traditional D&D lore. But I have a way of making it still work without altering mine or changing what's known. There's just enough of a shift that it forces the player's perceptions to change and plays with alignment a lot. Or at least the concept of alignment. As such, all of my experienced players are entirely on their toes all the time. While my new players have no idea the difference between traditional and what's entirely brand new in mine. So all my players from my side of the table, behind the screen, I get the feeling that Matthew Mercer must get all the time with the as more and more of the lore of Exandria drops for his players and for his audience, because just watching everybody react to, oh my god, we got a whole new lore drop, and it's not just about one of the characters, this is about Exandria itself and the world that Matt has created with the help of his players. And I'm having to take something that was originally entirely mine, and one of the biggest issues I had as a writer was writing dialogue. For some reason, it always sounded very stiff and unnatural to me, trying to be both parts at the same time. Being a DM has fixed some of that. More than that, though. My players kind of fixed that whole dialogue issue, because they're the ones who are making the decisions. They're the ones who are having the discussions and deciding what they want to say. And all I have to do is react, which fixes a lot of issues. Oh, thank you very much. Much appreciated. But yeah, I am going to need to take a quick break here. Let me save the game here. I figure we'll be back in about 5 minutes or so, maybe a little longer, a little shorter, depending on how things go. But yeah, let me grab a quick save. This will be 3:38 for those following along at home. Once we get back, before I go talk to Ulfric, we'll drop off the cabbages and see just how many we have total at this point, because I know it's a lot. But yeah, we'll try and keep it nice and quick. If you can, please stick around. If not, we completely understand. We'll try and keep it as fast as possible. Feel free to grab a drink, something to eat, what have you, and we'll see you as soon as we can. Thank you for joining us thus far, and we will see you soon. See you soon, folks. They've walked you through Horizon Zero Dawn, through The Last of Us, and through For Honor. This summer, one man, one horde, one motorcycle, many, many locations with an open world map, and one very large arsenal. When the dust settles at the end of the day, who will remain standing? Will it be Deacon St. John? Or those he stands against? Find out for yourself at twitch.tv/wildwolfgaming1. Stay wild, everyone. In the video game streaming system, the viewers are represented by two distinct groups: the gamers who provide walkthroughs and compete for wins, and the entertainers who provide nonsense and fun. These are the games of the Insomnia Squad. Doink Doink by Mike Post. Come to twitch.tv/wolfsdengames and click the follow button. That way you will be notified for further games by the Insomnia Squad. Please bear with us. We will be returning shortly. Don't forget to check out our website, where you will find information, bot commands, links, and more. In addition, we also have a Discord for those who may be interested in joining. Thank you for your time. Geroya'lor Kyr will be returning shortly. It has been an interesting couple of days. Um, so yeah, I'm writing this one shot for D&D, and the one shot itself is actually based on a Magic the Gathering deck that I had built, centered around Krenko, Mob Boss, a bunch of goblins, I believe at least 1 or 2 copies of Goblin Shenanigans, and Requiem Angel. Because why not? So the idea would be that there would be these goblins, and for whatever reason, the goblins are just not dying. So you'd have to find the angel statue that is causing it. But that didn't really quite... It didn't seem like enough. And while I guess my brain was working on it, regardless of my thinking.
We've driven the Imperials out of Whiterun. This is good.
Oh, hang on a second.
We now control the center. It's a powerful position, one I aim to keep. We'll call you Ice Veins now, for the thick blood of our land has seeped into your heart. Here, take this. It's an Imperial officer's sword, a fitting weapon to use against our enemy.
Alright, another weapon that we can enchant.
I suspect it'll be of greater use to us with greater freedom. So you're free to engage the Imperials as you see fit. But
Really?
I also want you to find our hidden camp in Falkreath. Galmar will have special tasks for you. And will
Free Falkreath. Well,
liberate the capital.
howdy. Welcome.
Talos guide you.
Keep your eyes open.
So I'm allowed to just drop Imperials anytime I see them. So, did this just become Star Wars? Have you ever heard of Evil Knievel? No, I never saw Star Wars. I don't know if anybody recognizes that film reference.
Stormcloaks are finding victory across the land.
I still can't buy the house? Really?
Hey, you
Cool story, Bob.
heard about you and your honeyed words.
But yeah, well, any chance we get, we're gonna try and keep something on this channel so that folks can stop in and chill. We have added, in addition to Bob Ross, we have added David Hewlett's channel, partly because, well, if they're going to be inviting us to join them for streams, it's only fitting that we host them, right? And when a celebrity invites you to play a game, well, you try not to have any excuse to say no, right?
Talos guide you. One lives for the things he is willing to die for. Reason. It's the damn Outlanders and
Okay.
Empire that need the reasons. I fought in the Empire. No.
Okay.
Enough talk. What will
Yes, we have
Skyrim
stuff to do.
become if her children... First, when we are done with that,
Okay,
we will
can
take... First, we'll kick the Thalmor and their... the Imperial puppets out of the country. Then, we will rebuild Skyrim into the land she once was.
are you glitched, dude? There we
You're
go.
going to Fort Newgrad. They have some of our boys locked up there. But with a little luck, I've sent some... They'll never suspect. This won't be easy, but that's why I'm sending you. You got... I knew I could...
Yeah, this is nothing I can't handle.
It's so bright out here.
After all, you know what they say, right? Rogue's got a rogue. Okay, where do I have to go? Is it not? Jump there. Meet them. Jump to the fort. We'll do this the simple way. Seems like kind of a long way to go to stage an attack from. Especially when the majority of y'all are on foot.
Who's there?
Ooh. I guess I shouldn't have.
Done and done.
If I hadn't ducked, it wouldn't have gone for her. But if she hadn't immediately stepped into the way, I wouldn't have shot her with a flaming arrow. Sorry, Laura. I'm never sure if that means she forgives me or she's gonna kick my ass later. Guess it could go either way, huh? And of course, certainly don't want to upset the DM. Of course, if he ever showed up At least I don't have to worry about Matthew Mercer saying,
It's high noon.
I thought he hated that line. I don't know, personally I like some other lines of his from that game. What just... Please bear with us, folks. We're experiencing some minor technical difficulties. And it's getting kind of annoying. Just to be on the safe side, as much as I hate to do this, I think we're going to have to call this here. If you'll give me a moment, I'll open it back up long enough. Because the whole game just straight crashed. So yeah, give us just a minute and we'll try and figure out what the heck's going on here. I will figure out where it saved last. And we'll go from there back to Lakeview Manor. Pick out a spot up on the tower and close out the stream, because that was weird and I hate when stuff like that happens, you know? But yeah, it is kind of cool to jump into a stream with David Hewlett and his son. It is it always seems... Why is that not... And now the broadcaster isn't even registering the game. Yeah, good thing I'm calling it here, folks. But do want to thank everyone for joining us. Is that gonna... Okay, it dropped us... There we go.
The Empire is weak. That is why we fight them. Skyrim must be ruled by the strong. Some say Ulfric desires to be king.
Okay.
Nothing more.
So, I'm going to jump back to the house instead of jumping over to that. Try and get it saved in the usual spot. We'll do our sign out spiel. But yeah, any links on how to reach us are down below here on Twitch or over on our site. Let's see. Our Discord's available to everybody. We may be using that for any streamed games or something like that. Especially if we have guests. Trying to think of what else. If anyone is interested in the 2 Simple System games that we have out, one is called The Rescue Pack. It is about the players are a pack of wolves who are searching for some lost wolf pups who kind of wandered off because, you know, they're wolf pups. They're curious. So it's up to the players to work together in order to save the pups. The system design is very much like that of Honey Heist. The second game that we have out is There Goes the Cake. It is... imagine a bunch of young kids. Wait, what number are we on? 339. Okay. Imagine a bunch of kids around like 8 to 10, roughly. Uh, Maybe even 5 to 10, somewhere in that age range. And imagine those kids being taken to a wedding. Well, young kids have no interest in formal gatherings. But what really is going to get their attention is that gigantic cake. So, the game is the players are the kids, and how are they going to get that cake without the adults getting in the way? What came to mind personally when the idea had come to me was like Rugrats or Muppet Babies, and kids with really active imaginations essentially finding ways to break loose from the adults and get a hold of the only thing that would be of any interest to them in the first place: the food. We do have some other games upcoming. Let's see. Our Adulting with Anxiety game is a little slower getting there, but I'm hoping that the writing workshop that I've been working on since the first will help firm up some of the stuff for that. That was going to have a new system. I don't know if anybody's done this system before, so I don't know. It's kind of something that I've come up with and have been rolling around in my head. But the idea would be, in order to help people who have anxiety, to find healthy coping mechanisms to deal with various situations that they come to in life, but in a safe and fun environment. Or for people who don't struggle with anxiety quite as much, to better understand it. Sorry, I'm really tired here, folks, and trying to make sure that I cover everything. Our games are available at that link. Additional information regarding us and our company you can find at that link. And if you just want to like stop in, say hello, catch up with the latest news regarding a Wolves Den Games and what we're up to, or even just chat with other folks with similar likes, I guess. You're welcome to join us over on our Discord, which is that link there. Let's see. As will be shown on our schedule when it comes up, I should probably add like a button for that, huh? Yeah. I'll set up some sort of button and have our schedule be able to pop up. It's also up on our Be Right Back screen, but we try to have a very regular schedule. Sometimes things come up and we're unable to hold directly to it. One of us is almost always in chat as long as we're not asleep or out of the office. So as far as that goes, you're welcome to just kind of pop in here anytime. Make sure you give us a few minutes to reply if you do say hello, as we are likely working, and if we're working, there's a good chance we're not going to see. We're not going to see it right away. Let's see what else. If we are not streaming, we are trying to make sure that there's something at least to watch. For example, we're hosting the Bob Ross channel as long as they're on the air, and they tend to run like week-long marathons and stuff. So there's usually that. We also host Critical Role. I do urge folks to go over to the channels that we host rather than here, but if you just want to chill with us and watch what we have on and chat with us, then that's cool too. But yeah, we tend to host Bob Ross, Critical Role, David Hewlett and his son, Wild Wolf Gaming 1, and I think that's it for the time being. Today, our schedule was a little more messed up than usual due to sorry. Let's see. Last night I was up late because of all the writing, and then I had to be up early because we had a location shoot for a movie that everyone in the apartment and office had been invited to work on. So yeah, that's it was a movie I was originally just holding the mic for, and ended up doing a bunch of other things, including now appearing in the film. So that's kind of cool. That's my second movie. So yeah, guess you could call me a professional actor, game designer, digital entertainer. At least I hope I'm entertaining. And professional dungeon master, perhaps. Kind of like the sound of all that. If only 8-year-old me could see me now. Probably wonder, who the heck are you, dude? Anyway, thank you for joining us. We hope you'll join us next time. Remember, folks, please come over to twitch.tv/WolvesDenGames. We do have information regarding who we are and what we do down below the usual screen. Just make sure you scroll down. It'll show up. Otherwise, thank you for joining us so far. Videos over here on Twitch tend to stay up for 14 days, I think it is. So any links, feel free to come over. Just wait till the end of or play through to the end of the video, and all those links will be back available for you. We are working on getting some emotes set permanently for the channel, but we got to get those numbers up in order to do that. In the meantime, if anything else comes to mind, feel free to check our Facebook page or our Discord. More likely, information will be put there because it's more accessible for us, I guess. And it tends to be more visible. I mean, I put stuff on Facebook and I put stuff on Twitter and it just disappears. And we rarely get any kind of reaction to it whatsoever. So, we're doing what we can. If you could tell your friends and help us get the word out, that would be very much appreciated. Even if folks were to come over and just kind of help us out, get those numbers going, that would be greatly appreciated. And we've got some interesting ideas coming up, and I'm hoping we might be able to make something available, a little more accessible as well. But I can't talk about that just yet. Thank you for joining us so far. I'm going to go ahead and make sure Carl's all set for our outro. And don't forget to love each other, folks. We're all human beings after all. Just try and treat each other like human beings. A little bit of respect. At least be civil. Really isn't all that difficult, honestly. But until next time, this has been Geroya'lor Kyr, and bye for now. Thank you all for joining us. Please give us a follow at twitch.tv/awolvesdengames. Long days and pleasant nights. Jate ka nade, or good night everyone.